That'll be fine. All right, let's get into it, man. DC, they're bringing in the Clinks. He's a man, the draft panel where they were asking for someone that's able to fight, but someone also that can push towers down. Clinks, he sort of ticks those boxes.
Yeah, and he's much more resilient than the mobile carries like the AM, those split pushers that you think of that Kunkka's really good against. I really like the draft.
How long do you keep resolution farming on the Clinks? Do you want him to early rotate? Do we look for the early Orchid build into like hero kill rotations?
It all depends on how much they can keep the Nyx Assassin down. Nyx Assassin, they did not go the Iron Talon laning strat this game on Wings.
Yay! They still won with it.
Just the mind game.
I'm just going to throw that one out there, that even though we're sitting there going, we don't understand why this isn't working. Actually, no, we understand why it isn't working, but they still take the game. Yeah, I'm interested to see the timing of resolution.
I also like the Clinks a lot because it gives them Roshan potential. I think they had a lot of issues with that in the prior game.
Are you still concerned about what the Oracle can bring? We've seen Oracle working beautifully with Death Prophet in the past. Now you've also got potential saving from Kunkka, from Void Chronos. That's an interesting timing for a smoke too.
It's just really great versus Mirana because it's really difficult to stop her Ag's timing, and this way you don't really have to worry about it so much. A double Starstorm, if you get the Fate Edict out on time, it's not going to do any damage.
This movement from Wings, they smoked up underneath the tower as the Foghorn was going. They're going to make a break for the side shot. Now, a lot of the time, actually, Misery, he's walking over towards this. He's going to reveal the smoke. So they start with the Fortune's End. Eyesight is there. He's waiting for the Fortune to connect. Now they go into the torrent. Misery up into the air. Fire Strike to Babel. Goes up into the tree line. There's a small path to get out, and Fate's trying to block it. He's actually got himself a stun of Babel. Resolution turns on the damage. Misery will escape. Saskia does actually have his defensive Cold Embrace. Another torrent will fly in. Resolution, Fortune's End will connect. Misery lining up for another Fire Strike. Double stun on that one. Fate dropping down very, very low. Misery does have the damage, and he also has the life to stay on the front line. They look for another torrent. Nope, Ice just started the animation, but he didn't follow through. So Wings trying to get aggressive and contest this safe lane until they TP their support quickly down the bottom lane.
This is something that we see out of the team. Just don't give them an easy lane up top, and Sox and Resolution are having a very difficult time dealing with.
That helped. Melee. Boo just got time locked on the bottom lane. Combine that with the Fortune's End. Boo's going to go down. First blood, it goes to Wings.
And on the top lane,
Misery's rotating her out. Fate so low. Resolution lower. Cold Embrace is still a battle. Now Misery will arrive. Ice, Fire Strike is just going for the last swing, trying to find Resolution, but these searing arrows doing the early damage that DC required. That arrow fly down. There she is. Resolution will find himself a kill.
And all three of these heroes are very, very low. They're going to have to come in a lot of resources unless they want a suicide. Misery will spill blood.
That he will. He looks to move between Windlace and TP Scroll. He'll come straight back out to the lane. Look for another rotation to fight.
Wings like doing this. They like it looks bad because they both die, but they have to expend so many resources, so much.
Move's got to be careful. They're going to go down on him. He walks over. Such a simple combo. Fortune's End into time. We throw it on the top lane. Now bottom lane. He has reactive armor this time around, but still no Timber Chain available. So move. Poor man Shield will not save you from that.
He thought he was in a one-on-one situation, and then he skilled up for this one-on-one build with the level 1 Whirling Death, the level 1 reactive armor. In a very contested situation, you want to max your Timber Chain.
Under attack.
But with that, might be time to think about that Iron Talon.
Now this has been a heavy rotation early game, only 2 minutes into it. We've seen multiple lane switches. The one lane which hasn't really had anything happen in it is that mid lane. It's the Weehaw versus Blink lane. The Mirana on Death Prophet.
Misery smoked up behind, looking for a stun into an arrow. It's only a level 1 stun though, but Blink's so far out with no Spirit Siphon.
And you still got the Starfall available too, so Weehaw connects on this. Now into that Starfall, the torrent! The secondary star! It connected on Blink. So he does fall down.
And he does have the funnel, but he needs someone to pull him a TP scroll if he wants to get back to the mid lane. He also had a waste of Fairy Fire for that.
Misery is not giving up on this mid. It's a little bit different though when he runs an Ogre. Ogre is a lot tankier than the SK, so I'll give some extra respect as Ice comes into mid. Nice torrent, Weehaw. He's got Leap available, pounces himself away. Will bottle and salve up quickly as Misery is rotating to the top looking for face beyond.
And in the meanwhile, Timbersaw finally gets the space in the bottom lane, going for 2 reactives. Screw the Timber Chain, he says. I can just tank up.
I'm wondering if this is one of the other reasons why you're seeing rotations heavily into mid. They're trying to pull the attention of Wings off that bottom lane to give Mood the space he needs.
And Moose still has a lot of region. I don't know if they're going to be able to press him down. No clarities on the Oracle, and he's only level 2.
They got to help though. Ice looks to come in from the rear.
I still don't think they have enough damage.
Do you like this build coming out from the Kunk to go in the early point up in Tidebringer as opposed to X-Monk and Spot?
We see this a fair amount when the Kunkkas want to go armlet first. Gold farm up. It's just a good way to keep up your farm so that you're not heavily reliant on the X-Form combo to get kills and accelerate your farm. But I think they have enough setup. I really dislike it if you don't have any setup, but with Nick's done, Chronosphere, Oracle, Fortune's End,
Radiant's bottom tower is under
easy
attack.
for him to land with the Torrent.
Misery's coming back down to the mid. There's still no observer wars this season, but Ice sitting on the high ground. He'll definitely see Misery. Now he puts down his own offs. It's not something he needs to see Misery anymore. He'll hit him with a torrent. Over they come. Spirit Side from Burrow Strike available. He'll actually get a double stun thanks to Yarrow also connecting on Blink. And the combined up Starfall, Misery will back out. Trigger is salve. So just a trade-off of damage, no kills coming from that.
You have to be careful. He still has the Arcane on him. Getting a lot of value out of that.
And then you know, he already had the arrow leap and everything else back up, not to mention the low cost.
Moo's been stacking up this large camp. Shadow's going to pull it, but we could see a small contest for it in the bottom lane. It's a 3-stack now.
It'll be easy for Moo to deal with that if he was level 6, but doesn't have the Chakram available yet. Another heavy rotation to top 3 from either side. They stun on Resolution, Torrent as well. Saxa, he needs to get that cold embrace off the Oracle. That's more than enough magical damage. Misery with the Burrow Strike forward. Wants the next assassin. Doesn't have the damage output, but maybe with the help of the Wyvern, he will have it. Misery to the tree line. The salve is actually going to get cancelled off. It was the Caustic Finale that did it. And now Faith, 28 lives.
Killing spree! Double kill!
Barely survives, dropping down to 8 at one point. And Wings, the rotation works from them.
Radiant's middle
Wow,
tower
that was
is under
so
attack.
close. Man, that salve tick really saved him there.
Resolution wants a kill on top lane, however. Ice doesn't have anything to play with. No mana. Resolution, searing arrows, and Strafe will take one more, and there she is. Resolution, a good answer back. And an overstaying of welcome from Ice.
One thing about DC's draft too is they pick the Winter Wyvern perhaps maybe a little too early, taking a lot of physical damage out from the Wings, but they're
Dire's
their
middle
mid
tower
court,
is
especially
under
doesn't really do
attack.
that much.
Moving for Wee, don't know how this kill's really meant to work. You can easily leap away from Crypt Swarm and as well as the Spirit Siphon. No point up in silence yet for the Death Prophet. And I said focusing more on laning as Innocence actually roams around the back line. Now, it is nighttime, so DC had no idea that he moved that way, and Weeha right next to him, starting with the Sun Fortunes and just If it wasn't that, it was going to connect with the Purifying Flames of Innocence. And that found the kill.
And that Observer Ward just scouting him out the whole time.
Dire's middle
Saxa
tower is under
there, but
attack.
he can't really do anything. He's level 2
Dire's
Splinter Blast, but
structures
that's
are
going to do
fortified.
little in the way to stop their push. Drops him Observer Ward behind. Doesn't look like it was scouted out by Wings' own Observer Ward.
They need TP support, but from who? You don't have any real big ultimates up yet. You don't even have the Chakram, so Moo will walk in. Now, Ice can wrap around the back of him. As he's just trying to go for the kill on the Death Prophet. They can't hold her in position. The arrow will fly out from Wee, but easily dodged because it's coming from a mile away.
No level 6 yet on Mood. There's no chance of them getting that kill. Not really that much damage on the tower though, so Wings not really getting that much over there. First Exorcism Radiant has you scan, expecting a smoke perhaps.
I think they were expecting a rotation from Resolution, and they are right. But he
Dire's
walked up
bottom
the Obs
tower
and
is
Sentry in
under
mid
attack.
lane. That was after the dust and the scan was used. Well,
There is a dust on the Oracle in case they want to. Oh,
the arrow off target. If that hit, Resolution still can't find the kill. He doesn't have enough damage to kill off the Death Prophet in time.
they don't actually have the Fate's Edict on the Oracle, so you can't disarm the.
Oh, top lane, Misery. Nice Sandstorm dodge. They put down their own Sentry Ward. Cold Embrace will pull him out. The Sandstorm is face the end. Burrow Strike cancels the
Radiant's
TP
top tower
out.
is
Digital
under attack.
Chaos. They're looking for that kill. Misery dropping down low. Fate doesn't have much to work with. He got stick charges in 1 second. He's got that up now, and he's actually holding on to them. He won't pop, however. Not while Shadow chases down the Winter Wyvern, but support comes in. It's Resolution. He's running down, looking for the kill over on Fate, leaving Saska by himself. Unlinked T1 tower. Shadow commits the Chronosphere. That won't be available, but Resolution shows himself. Time walk on cooldown. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Over the tree line and far away from DC's line. They run down, but Resolution's not giving up. The arrow will force Shadow a little bit closer towards the tree line. But Innocence is in the neighborhood.
Simple yet effective. What a juke.
While on bottom lane, Moo can finally take out that stack. Ice is leeching a little bit off him. Well, the torrent. Okay, Ice just TP's away.
I'm surprised he didn't go for X, especially considering the heroes that he's up against. Mirana, a Timbersaw, I usually see like 1 or 2 levels, but not 3 like he's committed. But it's nice damage. Maybe just want to be able to burst people down during Chronosphere combo with that Torrent boat later.
What do you think about the build on the Faceless Void? Is Lincoln Sphere really
Dude, he always
viable?
goes Lincolns.
Like, even in this game, is it really that viable?
They usually go pretty strange items, but that's the only thing that I've seen that's consistent.
Radiant's
amongst
bottom
friends.
tower
Faceless Void
is under
carry
attack.
Lincoln's first almost every game. Good versus Winter's Curse? I guess. The last game is definitely good versus the Doom. This game,
Dire's
yeah, I don't
top
agree with it
tower
so
is
much,
under
but
attack.
they like it a lot.
Nice detection from Resolution. He was just hovering around the tree line. And Nyx Assassin walks through a sentry wall while Resolution still had vision. And that's the reason now why Misery hiding behind his own tier 1 tower. But Nyx has moved into the mid lane instead, looking towards Weeha. Not going to find an opening. The Vendetta Rush is going to wear out in a second.
They saw him with the Observer Ward though. He thinks he's in the fog, but he actually was not. And perhaps they might spring a trap or Faith. And the Clinks isn't actually going for the Oracle because he assumes he has the Disarm, but little did he know he doesn't have Disarm, and he's probably not going to pick it up until level 8. So he's kind of been walking around with a get out of jail free card, even though he shouldn't be.
Resolution. Regeneration rune right in front of Blink, and Blink is just like, wait, I didn't pick that up. It's not inside my bottle. What the hell's going on? As the skeleton walks Clinks with that casual Blightstone early on. Trying to find the extra damage. Clink's very, very good at bringing down tier 1 towers.
He's been running around a lot though and hasn't really been able to find that much. He was really doing really well in terms of the CS, but now he's falling behind in that work that he struggles to.
Well, nice scan.
Goes up.
They reveal the Nyx Assassin sitting in the tree line.
But they have the ward behind the tower like Wings does. They don't see Winter Wyvern just him. Now there's only 2.
They got the vision. He's going to walk in with the tower. Faith will reveal himself, bottom lane, Chronosphere, over on move, very tactical Resolution, bringing in the damage move, chains up, the torrent, well off the mark, it's Resolution. Skeleton Walk will come off cooldown so he can run himself away, they are out, while Faith going to find Weeha back behind the tower, dropping down that Ring of Aquila to use one charges, and now the commit, it is the Exorcism going to work, range, the Radiant Sentry wards up, so they see he has to leap up to the tree line, like Spirit Cypher know exactly where he is, he can't get out this one, the stun will connect, an icicle one from Faith. Finding Wee in the trees.
Wow, look at Wee's farm. He is so underfarmed. Only has point booster and then some at this point, but he's about to lose his T1. He's died 2 times at this point. Each Mirana game comes in and getting worse and worse. Resolution coming around from behind as the TP comes in.
Yeah, they look for that
Dire's
damage.
middle
Resolution
tower
stunned
has
up, but
fallen.
Misery brings the extra help. Barra's rocking forward towards Blink, but the damage is enough. Misery, the Sentry one was still down, so the Exorcism finishes him off.
Wow, they tried to get him right before the exorcism. Returned all that health back to him. And this Winter Wyvern hasn't really been able to do that much. It's great against mass summons and a lot of units that are pushing, but Splinter Blast doesn't really do that much versus a Death Prophet +1.
Yeah, it hasn't stopped the Wings pickoffs on the
Dire's
push.
middle
Yeah,
tower
they're not
is
pushing
under
with units,
attack.
they're just pushing with a couple heroes and their ultimate, and maybe wishing he had gone for Max Arctic Burn at this point. Still, they're unable to get those combos. Once Winter's Curse come out, you can set up for an Epicenter Burrow Strike follow-up. Ooh, a lot of trouble.
Yeah, again, they're going for this combination. With no X marks it on that Dragon back, but now the ship. The Rocket and Moon gets his fill. Weeha.
Radiant's bottom
Who needs
tower
time
is under
dilation
attack.
when you have Bash?
Faith is looking at Resolution to Invis up around the tree line. You'll need to hit him first with the Vendetta, then follow up on the stun. Either that or he waits for the Death Prophet who's rotating up to find this kill. Vendetta will last long enough. That is a level 1 Vendetta.
Blink is Invis. They have Observer Ward getting any TPs on top lane, but he thinks he's safe. He thinks he's alone.
Here they go. Resolution. Pop him up. And Resolution goes in this with no time. They trigger the dust just in case.
Man, that invisibility, he might have been a little bit scared. It's like, oh, okay, next +1 can kill me, but if you don't see any heroes, there's no way you can predict that coming.
Traptor, Shadow jumping in, double Chrono, Misery. He can prep the Epic. The question's going to get in range. Timer's already down. And now they're running towards him. Misery will just walk over. Shadow still got time walk available so we can repair all the damage that's done to him. And DC, again, getting kicked off with no rebuttal.
Very decent Chronosphere from Shadow, however, they are lacking a lot of mana on the crew, but not enough for that boat. He's going for more of the damage build with the max
Dyer's
Tidebringer with the
top
phase
tower is
boost.
under attack.
And another tower.
Dyer's structures
Yeah, without the
are
middle of
fortified.
exorcism, this is a troubling sight when you can't even hold your tier 1s.
Is really looking for a kill. Epicenter.
With a pivot take against the Chakra, look at Minty F2. Innocence will walk into the side of it, but now we can just use Fortune's End. Slow down Misery. It will connect. The follow-up done with the Mana Burns by Carapace. The curse is out. It holds Oracle in, and Moo comes in with a Chakra. It will keep Innocence alive as he TPs himself away to safety. Moo's still looking for something. Actually, he's just looking to get the hell out of here. Exorcism is triggered for the stun. It's on Moo, and it's going to be Wings holding the Timbersaw position. No, the chain out the last attack. From the Death Rock will find the kill. The supporters arrive for DC. They arrive in with a big searing arrow damage. Face makes a break for the tree line. Still alive. Triggering does too. So no extra invis for Resolution. Time lock. Not going to be enough from Shadow. As Weeha, Cold and Freeze. Resolution, the card. He walks himself out. He walks over. He was the last finishing move. He won't get him. High will finish him. The torrent. It may not be done yet. Sucks us up and towards the air. X marks the spot. You ain't going nowhere apart from down to the briny deep. Fake doesn't have enough for the stun. By Carapace up unless he connects over on Misery. He tries to create space. No time from Shadow. Time will forward. Now he finds the kill. More TP support arriving from DC. Another connected compromise into the Misery. Stun. Chakra forward. Soon as he turns the tire, this fires Misery. The one time will keep him back into it. He can go for another Burrow Strike. It's Moo. Time locked for a century. He wants to walk out to the T1 towers. No stuns available from Nyx Assassin, but these ones really playing dividends.
Oh my goodness, what ungodly teamwork coming out from Wings next to that side shot.
It's not over yet. Innocence is coming over the Inferno. It's on Weeha. Innocence brings the damage. Weeha, he is gonna pop like a top. They look for more. Ice, Spirits is over. The Ice X-Mark's not gonna hit. They turn around, look at the
Dyer's
T1
bottom
tower.
tower is under attack.
DC. Do they still try and defend this?
Icesight's looking for an X for the back.
He hasn't got it. Instead, he was actually starting the animation for the torrent. But this tier 1 tower is gone. DC, no more fight. They push the Blink to the top lane. They need that Desolator done. They need the damage. They need the Blink Dagger on Misery.
There were so many small things in the last fight. The dust triggering on the Clink so that he can't get around and kill the
Ice, has he really done this? The torrent. If it connected on Misery, he would have had it. He's actually chasing him down. X marks the spot is available, and support is on the way. Misery back to T1 tower. Now the X mark right on top of the tower, falling into the torrent. Innocence with the damage. The arrows are flying forward. No one's going to get caught by it. The curse is on faith, but it's too late. From Zuxa. Weeha wants to do something. Resolution's on the hillside, just watching his teammate die.
This is without Faceless Void. He's just up there happily farming top while DC have all 5 mid.
Just
trying
keep
to
farming.
thwart this aggression. There is no downtime for Wings.
You don't need downtime. They just keep getting advantage after advantage with every minute that passes.
They're really finding their stride.
They're going to group up again and go for a smoke. They're under the T1 tower, so yeah, they are. They really don't want to stop this aggression.
DC, they really need to Tetsu out on Clinks to threaten the Roshan.
Radiant's
They need some more
bottom
items to get
tower
back
is
into this
under
game right now.
attack.
All their cores are falling like
Radiant
flies.
structures
Squeeze network.
are
It's almost
fortified.
half of Shadows.
Dyer's top tower
Misery.
is under attack.
Luckily for him, he doesn't turn to the side. Unluckily for Zuxa, X marks the spot. And once
Dyer's
again,
middle tower
it's
is
not
under
good.
attack.
Misery will not be able to get back there in time to help out.
The cold embrace has done next to nothing in this
Radiant's
game. The
bottom
Oracle
tower
Max
has
Purifying Flames is
Dyer's top
first hero
tower is
after
under
hero.
attack. Dyer's
Wings
structures
just
are
claim another
fortified.
tower off of this.
Surprisingly enough, they commit exorcism. This early on, they potentially could have been looking, I said look towards the tier 3 tower when they're
Radiant's
17 minutes
bottom
in.
tower is
The
under
way the
attack.
game has developed has been completely different from what DC had expected though. Shadow maybe going for a Chrono on a Wii, but they wanted to just hold out the lanes. They have the spam with the Timbersaw, the Starstorm, the Winter Wyvern spam, but the way Wings are taking fights is not really at towers, or they're circling around behind you, splitting up, so they're not getting caught by the curse, not getting caught by too many multi-man burrow strikes. It's just a very chaotic fight where DC needs order, they need time. And they need that.
They don't have time. They're playing up against the Master of Time, Faceless Void. Like, he's getting controlled.
His time dilations have been really spot on. I was like, man, that thing's only level 1. It seems like it lasts forever.
Now, it seems like Wings always know. The Oracle did tell them how to play up against DC. If they can keep this momentum up, they could be looking At a 2-1 advantage in a TI Grand Final.
I think the bigger problem is that the Kunkka's getting far. You mentioned his early Tidebringer build earlier. Now he has Omelet complete along with the phase. He is becoming another core.
And the Blink Dagger on Death Prophet makes her almost an initiator.
Wow, she has Blink. That is a very unusual build for the Death Prophet. But I think it's really good because they need the position. They just need to be able to run on the back line, force Moran to use lead, force Timbersaw, use Chain.
He's not denying the Sentry Ward, so it doesn't reveal his position. He knows it's there, but now DC smoke up. And they're coming for an opening. They're pinging and saying, I can see the Kunkka. We know they're headed down. There's no bottom runes. Not going to go that far.
Oh, the scan.
The sentries are down, but now Faith, he moves over. The sentries, he's out of range, but he actually walks straight past him. Gets a double stun on Nu and Weeha. Blinks. Oh, no, he's stuck. He has to go invis for now.
They don't know where he is.
No, they don't. He's not even meant to be there, so they can't predict he's going to be there. Shadow will come over and free his teammate.
At least they have 2 observer wards in the area. They got something out of the smoke, and one is just out of range of the Radiant Sentry.
Radiant's
so
middle
perhaps
tower
with this,
is under
Plains can
attack.
sneak in and take Roach. I don't think he's strong enough to take it by himself, but maybe a Cold Embrace here and there will be enough to secure that Aegis. But more importantly, they need towers. I'd like to see some maybe back to running resolution.
Playing stun by Carapace.
Dire's
Then
bottom
instantly
tower
back that
is under
starfall of
attack.
Weeha. Shadow, he's there. Chrono's up. Moonlight Shadow will not protect the Barrana. Because they found the Death Prophet. The Death Prophet. What? She blinks away. No one attacked her. She just gets her out. She had the Yule Scepter as well. With the Exorcism up, DC was, well, hoping to kill her up before it could do a lot of damage. Now she'll bring it back over. Something a little bit longer left on it. Timbersaw up the face. Gets the stun. Now the Exorcism the save is used. Resolution's time dilation out this fight. Suck has the TP out.
Dominating.
They're losing everything, including the kitchen sink.
Wow. I can't believe that Blink Dagger just worked out for
Dire's
him so
bottom
incredibly
tower
well.
is under
in that
attack.
sounds odd.
Well, that's everything about
Radiant's
Wings, right?
top tower
It's
is
unusual,
under attack.
it's different, and it works.
Yeah, that is the craziest part that it works.
Dire's bottom tower
That was a
is
nice
under
epicenter by
attack.
thanking, but they don't have enough damage. That's to take down Blink with the Rom and the False Promise. Like, it's just such great synergy too. Purifying Flames, you don't even need a cast base either, because Purifying Flames
Dire's
does
bottom
no damage
tower
to you.
has fallen.
Good team, tier 2 town now, bottom lane, going the way of Wings. And DC, they're on the ropes, almost 10,000 net worth and experience behind. The graph just keeps rising for Wings.
And I don't even think the Axe is that game-changing for DC at this point. They have Face Edict to counter it, but more importantly, Nyx's assets, you can just carry Face right in front of him, and it's gonna hit on him if he hasn't had a creep. So a split push from Murata can normally get out of control and farm, but not this game. DC looking for a smoke.
Oh, it's like they're trying to contest a Roshan play from Wings, but Wings aren't in there. Instead, it's Misery, who's going to get initiated on by Face Beyond. Shadow actually gets the first hit. Misery to the Sandstorm Bar. Over here. Fast enough. He'll end up going down the Fate time, not being his friend, and now DC Fate, he's so close, you can smell him! But he doesn't know! Timber will be the tank with the reactive armor, but blinking around damage in the neighborhood. A quick sentry down from the Wyvern will at least let them know if the assassin wants to walk in. But Shadow initiating on the Wyvern, this is even more distraction. If DC can get this Agency Immortal, at least nice Wings extra life. Just give it a life for him, but Roshan down at 3.1 now. Slowly ticking. Mirana's taking the top tier 1 tower. It's almost done. And Wings are none the wiser. DC.
Roshan has
Then
fallen
a
to
quick one on
death.
him.
Dire's
Very
middle
important for
tower
them with
is
the
under attack.
He spent so much time running around in the early game. He needed something to compensate him for his troubles. The precious Aegis goes his way, but I don't know if he's the only one left at the end of the fight. I'm still not sure about DC's
Dire's
chances
middle
coming up in
tower
the team fight.
has
They just need to
fallen.
keep on split pushing, get some more towers to equalize this net worth. It's
Dire's middle
becoming
tower is under
close
attack.
to uncontrollable with a 12,000 net worth lead for Wings.
Well, they need some other key items as well. Like the fact you've had no proper initiation from DC, Mirana Harris don't connect, and until that Blink Dagger is over on Misery, he also has no joy. Resolution can jump in through the back lines, maybe that's going to be his fun key, but he's going a BKB build next, so he doesn't have an Orchid to control up the Oracle, which may have been his better chance. If either that or you force a false promise on Innocence. And now, here they come, bottom lane. Innocence, they see him behind the trees, no shadows on the lane. And there goes your first one. False promise, Innocence has to use on himself. Shadow, he can time walk off the damage. Chrono is still available. And Resolution, he's actually got no mana to work with, but Clink, the damage is still enough. Thanks to False Promise wearing on. Misery, get the hell out of top lane. The fresh Blink Dagger will get him away from Faith, who has a Blink and Ether Lens of his own.
And now the Clinks can start doing what
Oh, we
best.
got by Chrono. Starts to sign, or actually wait for it to call it race. We are staying alive a fair amount of time, but then, okay, Exorcism committal is real. They're looking for more, and they're going to find it. You'll set the last Timber hits the ground, starts with a Timber chain. It's going to take some heavy damage, and now Resolution wants to help out. He puts up an halfway. He comes around to the Misery. The Mara strike through. It's big on the Faceless Void. Resolution's back alive. Give him some space. Sucks caught on a cliffside. His Arctic Burn wore off at a very, very bad time.
The Rum's wearing off. They have to back off now, and finally they get a Winter's Curse, which is especially difficult with the Lincoln Sphere on Faceless Void, but no heroes die on Wings yet again. DC get nothing. A penny for your troubles.
And a penny will not fuel the war. They have to find some kind of better opening. The Aghanim Scepter is now done on Weeha, but it's cost them a lot to give him that much space to get it. Clink will also have his BKB, so 2 critical items arriving for DC. In fact, you can still say 3 after Misery picked up that Blink Dagger. So they have ways to surprise heroes. The Dire Observer Block River almost scouted out Ice. A little bit too far away as they can Faith Bian. Rotating around, looking for an opening. Middle lane, Blink, Fire Strike. Death Prophet, the arrow looks at it. Good 5 seconds. Innocence getting ripped apart by Resolution. He took the False Promise onto Blink. The life just won't be there. Blink is guaranteed dead when he hits the ground from the damage. And will happen. Blink will take the kill. Corner Brace keeping Misery up. Now it's back to the end. Resolution finding a triple kill. Digital Chaos have just pulled out the team fight of their life. It may give them some way to quell the bleeding that Wings have been doing to them.
Finally, they kill the Death Prophet, even though the Oracle has been ever so vigilant, sitting behind them.
Radiant
And they got caught without the Faceless Void. He has a very greedy build without a TP score.
They think about going, and he will here. Chrono over on Resolution. Hard to find the kill. Call to break the double. So is the curse. They're teaming up actually really, really close together. And now Blink Fire Strike. Misery tries to create more space. Resolution needs to wait for Ice hitting the ground after Yule, and he will do so. Armor toggling his way out, but not enough. Mirana was still there. The Aghanim giving the extra damage.
Not really respecting the Cold Embrace that time. Without the Oracle, they cannot burst through that. And that's 4 kills away of DC.
How much does it swing? They had 14k advantage in gold for the net worth. It's going to come back down again. This will be a bigger momentum shift. Those Wings will still have to get themselves back into the lanes.
The Void has to be the one to protect the Death Prophet at this point.
Do you think you can do this, Faith? He's looking at Misery in the tree lines. Misery can actually get body blocked in if he's not careful. He's starting to stun. He's not certain he wants to do it. The Faceless Void is on his way. Wait. Misery. Does he blink? Does he burrow? He'll get stunned. He'll get controlled. And he can't burrow out in time.
How many bashes does this guy get?
He only needed 1, but he got 2.
And even with those 4 kills, DC.
Oh, Resolution, this could be a good snipe. That Curry went over the Observer Ward. It's got the rest of the Assault Cuirass on it. So
Radiant's
Resolution,
courier
1
has been
attack is
killed.
all it needs. 3,000 nanobit to spare. Net worth hitting the deck.
I'm surprised that Innocence hasn't gone for a Ghost Scepter with how farm Resolution is. He is the biggest threat. They have a Sentry Ward, so they know he's in between the mid T1 and
Yeah, that's why Ice is scared to death. He thought he was running down through the Ancients. Resolution will move up. He'll find Ice, but
you
doesn't
can't
want to
fight
battle
there.
it.
It's way too much fog for a Clinks without Blink to jump in. Faces Void, Chrono Spear coming off cooldown very, very soon. We see the
Radiant's middle
first
tower is
Ghost
under
Scepter,
attack.
possibly many, coming up on the Death Prophet.
One way to stop the damage from the Clinks, especially when he's going Chrysalis, not Diffusal.
But then it opens up for your Mirana to do a lot of damage with the Starstorm, so they have to be careful about how and when they use it.
Very true. What kind of damage do you try and repel? Like, it's not that you can Fortune's End everybody, unless this Oracle gets to a point of having Refresher.
After those 4 kills, Wings only possess an 8,000 gold lead.
Nice Blink Dagger up. Now for the Mirana. They're looking towards middle lane. Wings smoke up, rotate around. The arrow won't connect. Hunker.
Death Prophet is not close by. Wings has to be careful not to take a fight while he's not here.
Oh, they're going to walk straight in. Burns on cooldown. Dust will trigger the blink. Misery evading the chronosphere. He's fast enough for it. X marks the spot, try and drag Resolution back in again. The arrows will fly forward.
With the BKB on him and no chrono up, this is not the fight for Wings unless they pull him back.
Under a Sentry Resolution, but now he's not. He's back far enough, right behind Innocent. Starts
Mega
attacking.
kill!
And now Timber chains forward, move once more, blink bar, they found Eyesight, Resolution, putting that Chrysalis to work. They need one, maybe two hits. They'll hold him up, it's the cost. Chakram, one attack, two attack, three attack, four. Resolution, where is it? Okay, now he's finally gonna hit the deck. Yarrow will take a triple shot. Misery will turn with one of his own. Tidebringer, Eyesight will finally take a fall. Misery's too far out.
And they spot out Shadow now. They ping out on it, but...
They'll walk under an obstacle to get to him.
Yep. I wonder if he's going to go for Bloodthorn.
They just want the T1 tower. Resolution can easily take this. There's no fortification.
Yeah, that's more important.
Dire's top tower is
You don't
under
even need the creep
attack.
wave. That's the beautiful thing about the Clinks. His damage output is just so quick
Radiant's middle
that these
tower
towers
is
don't
under
stand a
attack.
chance.
Radiant's middle
And finally,
tower
the
has
support of
fallen.
DC gets Shadow.
Dire's top
Too
tower
close.
is under attack.
Time walks up. They're on the chase. Weehaw. Arrow off cooldown in 4 second time. Leaps forward. Actually missing. I don't know exactly where he wanted to go with that.
Just maybe hoping he would TP down there, get an easy arrow, perhaps.
If he stayed on the hillside, he would have just been in the tree line.
Nope.
Another Blink Dagger coming in. This time, it's for the Winter Wyvern.
And Misery has dewarded all of the Radiant wards with his shiny gem. And Roshan is going to respawn.
Radiant's
and
top
Wings
tower is under attack.
Always pretty unhappy about the last way
Radiant
that Roshan went
structures
down.
are fortified.
They don't have any armor items.
This can make him happy. Stuxer just blinked himself down observable into the Arctic Burn. He goes inside the pit, outside the pit. Now starts to jump out with the car in the back. It connects the cars, however, the Wyvern. He still can't get down. He'll cold and break by himself. He's breathing space. And they commit the Cobra is wrong. They commit everything. A 5-second arrow will connect on Innocence, but you kind of knew the Wyvern was going to die.
At least the arrow scouted out that there was no Roshan around. They see the observer ward right now. And that is the gem on the Nyx. So they have to huddle around this arm. The Link spread is way too much. And they probably have to commit exorcism to it. So, which just
Radiant's
leaves
middle
Sankey
tower
in a
is
perfect
under
position
attack.
to jump upon them in the pit.
Do you really want to commit that much, however? Like, that's...
It's way better to find a pickup though than go into the roach pit. It's
True.
far too risky.
It just delays you push high ground if you do it. But then there's no exorcism.
They are not really in a rush to take high ground, not with Kunkka.
Oh, this will be
the way
nice.
he is.
They find Misery. Misery, reaction, blink out. They'll go Fire Strike to Fireball. Gonna dodge, even under the Sentry Wall. The Chronosphere! This is the gem of DC. Resolution wants to hold out. He attacks from there to Chrono. He'll have to take up the ball. Resolution gets bashed up. Even on the first hit, BKB another bash as well. He'll run away. Where's your curse? 6 seconds till it's off cooldown here for Doctor. He has to back out, move in the neighborhood with a chakra,
Radiant's
making
top
it
tower
difficult
is under attack.
for Wings to come down to kill
They don't have
Doctor.
their gem carrier. Nyx had a TP home to get some extra healing from the false promise in order to survive. Roshan gonna respawn in 2 seconds, but that
Radiant's
is
top
a
tower
big
is under attack.
momentum swing. Wait, he doesn't have the gem anymore. I think he passed it to Wii. Or Wii picked it up.
Really?
Pretty good.
You're right. It actually got on a Wii.
Yeah, I thought it was on Misery. I think that's
was.
why he used the Chronosphere on him. Nice pickup.
And that was fast. Now it's DC. They still have a slight advantage, obviously being Dire Sight with Roshan being up.
And their ultimates are up. Sand King, Epicenter still up, Winter's Curse not expended in the last fight. So they are ready. Chronosphere is still down for 40. I think this might be a time for DC to say, hey, come at us, Roche.
Nice new item as well for the Timbersaw, picking up a Yule set before this fight. So he's got some kind of escape or control against Wings.
And time dilation counter. Much cheaper than Lotus. That Observer Ward scattered out by Vivian.
Down the curse! Just as Death Prophet blinked himself over, the arrow will connect into Phantom. False Promise will keep him alive, but for how long Redwood put a lot of damage in. Shadow with the time dilation trying to force him out move. The Cold Embrace giving him more life. Yule set dropping towards the end. Extends and stays alive. The False Promise did its work. So it's only Moo to die. Weehaw! The leap, the blink. He's still up, but now he actually runs into blink. He needs more time. He'll get the Star Ball on the Faceless can being saved by this Oracle. The rest of DC are away.
Perfect Oracle doing so much work when they can't lock him down. That is the Clinks' job. He has a lot of damage, but he cannot jump on the Oracle. You want him to blow Frost Promise on himself, and if he doesn't, he's going to die in 2 hits, like we saw on that fight top, especially if it's a lucky crit, which is going to happen a little bit more often now that the data list is complete.
They need to bring the gem back. Is he in range? Can he not attack the board?
Back to Paul.
X marks the spot. Okay, yeah, now we go. Gem is in over and pop him. Observer Ward will drop. DC does still have another big advantage. I say this is an advantage. They have no out of talent that means they can easily just move over and take.
Yeah, despite the kill lead being 31-14 for Wings, they're only up 6,000 gold and forcing, spending a lot of time just running around.
Welcome
And
back.
also, most of the DC's kills are on, or Wings' kills rather, are on supports.
A lot of the kills for DC belong to Resolution. He's taken 9 out of 14 of DC. And it reflects in his items. I'm interested to see where he goes from here. Like, is it worthwhile getting that diffuser blade to get through the Ghost Scepters?
Yeah, I think eventually they go to the more. I don't know, they only actually have 1 on Death Prophet. Why isn't Sabian gold still? Maybe not. That's his most good though.
He wouldn't have it, so DC definitely know the Wings are around Roshan. They're going to group up, smoke up. Remember, without the exorcism, there's not a lot of quick damage arriving from Wings. So Roshan, and now 2k life. They're a little bit too far away here, DC. So Roshan will go down to Wings. West they want to keep fighting. Sentry's it down. Leap up, looking for the chrono. Leaps away, however. Timbersaw at the Yulta. He gets Yulta. Coming for a point of finalization. The chrono! It got Resolution! There's a big one! They need to find the kill! Has to come and break, but there's too much damage there to still find that kill. X marking back, Weaver. Will he might get out there? Monty, he's gonna arise from Misery. Minimal damage, Wing can just tank through it. Misery, silence, nukes. He's got enough life. He's moving north. Will it be enough? The back happens in the pit. Misery will die. DC lose 4 and Wings.
Wow, that Chronosphere, that's one of those super high risk ones. It looked like 2 of them were right about to be on the edge, but he knows the range of that perfectly and catches one of the most highest priority targets, Clinks, without a BKB. Locking down with a Torrent boat to follow, no BKB, no Clinks, no damage.
That's the problem for DC.
It's a big problem because Wee's not farmed enough at this point. He needs to be able to carry his own weight in terms of doing magical damage to their backline, personally the Oracle, but right now he's just unable to contribute because he's died so many times. He's died
Regeneration.
8 times this game.
Time is money.
Yeah, it's not a happy game for Weeha this time around.
Illusion.
And I don't know, you mentioned the Lakers here maybe not being the greatest this game, but look at Shadow, 11-0 and 12.
He does what's needed.
I don't know.
He gets the perfect chrono. You're the perfect chrono, and you've still got the beautiful thing that is Oracle. Like, DC commits so much to finding one hero, and then all of a sudden, Oracle, he's giving the extra life over. We saw that from Shadow in the bottom lane fight. Oracle always had his back.
I also like the Lincoln Spear build because it gives you a lot of HP. If you go Vlad's, which is equally good for farming and sustain, you can just easily get burst down by a double star pole or timber burst or whatever it may be. But if you have that extra layer of 15 strength, then you can time walk off. The Oracle has more time to throw that false promise on you. You have more time for the Coco's ship to come out. Coco's rum.
DC's ready to go. You're so Warcraft fan.
You really want to fight into this if you're DC though, with the Aegis, with Chrono up,
Not when
Gems.
Wings are
Radiant's
basically
bottom
reaching
tower
around.
is
It's
under
going to
attack.
come right behind DC. The scan comes down from Radiant, but they don't
Dire's
find
middle
anyone in
tower
biz.
is
They know
under
the Clink
attack.
isn't there, and here they go. Blink triggers the exorcism. Oh, they're on
Radiant's
tier 3
bottom
tower.
tower is
They
under
wanted
attack.
to be able to spam this with the Timber
Dire
Salt and the Winter
structures
Wyvern,
are
but they're nowhere close. The T3's gonna fall before they
Dire's
really get
middle
any
tower
damage.
is
Yeah,
under
now the
attack.
jump comes in. Quick chain away after he blinks forward. Boris strike. It connects with the death bomb in the
Dire's
corner.
middle
We
tower
are
has fallen.
reversed. Shadow catches 2 again. The torrent combo. They go down the wall with a
Radiant's
double
bottom
top from
tower
Fate.
is under attack.
They ensure the kill. No buyback available for the Timber Storm. And Blink is still waiting for an opportunity.
Dire's
Resolution
middle
sitting
tower
outside the
is
base. He
fallen.
doesn't know where to go. Blink borrow forward. Blink takes some wears off over the corner. Life kicks back into her misery. Caught out. And another double top from Fate. Shadow looking for the damage. The cast is good, however. Nixon has to be brought down. The arrow flies forward. Missed this target. Resolution needs to pump in more damage. The gem stolen by Shadow. As he'll run back out through the front lines. The Starfall dodged by the first Manta. Still hit by the secondary one as Clinks. Where is this control? Where is this damage? It just isn't there. The silence of Murata means he can't arrow. They see Innocence TPing out. It's going to be too late. The TP was more than well completed before the arrow reaches this point.
Damn, Betty wish she had Diffusal now. The
Oh,
Ghost
yeah.
Scepter on the Oracle. Just popped out of nowhere at the perfect time. A clean sweep of the melee racks for Wings. These Chronospheres from Shadow, he's really quick with those. They have them several word in the base, but it just lined them up for a perfect impale after Nick. Winter Wyvern had to blow so many of his spells to try and keep his cores alive.
I like how much Shadow doesn't want to go back to base, actually bringing salves out to himself instead of holding onto the gem, which is on the courier. I'll trigger the second one in a second.
I mean, he has Oracle on his side. He doesn't even need the salves, but
Hey, when
gotta
you
get your farm up.
when you have a 15,000 net worth advantage, you can splurge a little bit.
DC trying to spring a trap, but the Manta Illusions looks like it's gonna scout out any shenanigans that DC can throw on this bottom lane. They can't go into the area. They know those wards are there, but Ice might run into it.
Yeah, he walks straight over. Misery, does he want to? Does he want to? He doesn't know. Oh, no! Misery misses the target. The arrow will also miss. DC decides to get a Misery. He's like, screw it. Commit the ultimate. The Yule Scepter off. Ice running circles around DC's missed stuns. They're going to lose more. Move actually Chronoed a little bit further up. Shadow's able to find him support with a life with a stun in from the next assassin.
I have seen
It
the
gives
future.
Shadow the time to get the hit. Weehaw, as well as Misery. Misery doesn't actually have a TP scroll. He'll burrow strike forward. Weehaw, no arrow available, so they're looking to kill off Innocence. But now the arrow will fly forward, but it's well off target again. Innocence, with so much confidence, stands his ground, and Weehaw trying to predict he'll move back now as Shadow. Again on another run under the tier 4 towers of DC. They do not have a creep wave with them, but they can start a pincer.
Innocence might get picked up by Resolution.
Oh, can they do it? There's the Ghost Scepter. You can't pick off Jack yet. He can now. The future flavors up. Turns it off. The curse. It holds that proper position. Shadow jumps over, but now he's in range. But Weehaw with the Starfall. Not enough damage as it falls off back to Winter Wyvern. Away from Blink. Goes from well off the mark. And Realm Misery. Is the sun there? 1 second, 2 seconds. Shadow double hit. Nice and quick. Finds the pick up from Misery. All you want to do is retreat.
Still alive and healthy on the side of Wings, and with no BKB on
Dyer's
Cleek,
middle
they're going to
barracks
have to go for a miracle here.
Exorcism is down, however, a miracle's been eliminated. Move. There goes the shot from forward. Arrow flies in on target. Nice hit from Weehaw, but the better hit remains the this game. Another big shot. Resolution. He'll finally bring down Blink. There is a spike camp with the Bible Resolution. No BKB charge. So he'll summon himself from Chakram, or you can just timber change into Whirling Death. Gem can be recovered as Move. Hot on the tails of Ice. Does he have to damage Whirling Death? One punch. There it is. Move gets the double kill. The damage has been done. A full Raxing on mid and bottom lane done by Wings.
I think it's rapier time for Clinks.
I think
he
so
needs
too.
it.
Move. This will be godlike if he can get it for the Chrono. How much life has he got? No
Holy
hero
shit.
enough. Shadow ripping him apart. There is no white flag on the door from DC. They continue to fight.
Wings thought they got in the game with a refresher up on the Death Prophet, but he didn't Yules himself in time. That's actually what killed him. The Clinks was just beating on him. It was very close to the exorcism being returned, but didn't Yules, and then once she dies, everyone else dies. Luckily, they have a backup gem, I think, on the chicken.
Yeah, it's on the chicken along with the rest of almost the entire Shivas for the Death Prophet.
Invisibility.
Resolution, I want to see that 6,200 gold.
He needs something. The relic is picked up on Resolution. He needs any kind of damage he can get at the moment.
Yeah, you want to be able to like 1 or 2 shots at Oracle, because the Oracle usually doesn't actually have the camera on himself. It's usually on his cores, and he doesn't have a blink dagger, so he's especially vulnerable to the Clinks.
With Resolution, he'll still have multiple problems, aka he's down to 4 diffusal charges, so by the time he can buy up the Rapier, he may not actually have any diffusal charges left.
I don't think you can sell an item at this point too. They get the Rapier, you just have to farm out your 2,000.
Yeah, he needs to
Screw
hold on to
buyback.
everything he can get. As an Orchid build out from the Void, it's actually one of the most expensive items in the game. The Bloodthorn is arriving for the Faceless Void.
Yeah, you can Yules off the time dilation, but then you're just going to get silenced up. And Mirana has no solution really to the Bloodthorn.
And even that, like, you get an Aghanim set from the Nexus Assassin bottom lane. They initiate Eyesight, they want the kill. The stun is there on Misery. As Yules just protects Eyesight again. Misery forced up now. The double one. Easy. They just need to bail out here, but Misery pulls back. Cold breaks the keep alive a little bit longer. Fire strikes up to him. As the Chrono with the back line. They down Resolution. It's a big kill. Mooney to turn the damage around. Innocent to be ripped apart by the shot. Panic will go down. The cards is too late. You'll take the attention away from the wing. And now Misery will also jump in. Mirana dies on the left. Misery forced up out. Shadow hot on the tails. Remember, this is DC trying to defend when they got 2 lanes of Megas up. Moo has to buy back, but there's no buyback for Feed or Resolution. So a hard fight now in front of DC. Exodus will wear off. That's one upside for them. And Wings will back out. Even with the 2 cores, they're not going to push the envelope too far. They have the refresher off on Blink, so you have a second exorcism if you want to push. But without all 5 heroes, it's just not worth it.
There's a gem just sitting on the ground. I wonder if they're going to try and pick it up with the chicken, but very close to DC's side.
Name pure beauties.
And Clinks cannot get caught out like that. Like, if they can recover the gem,
I think it's more so like Shadow always finding the right targets with the Chronosphere. He knows that the Clinks is the only one that can really do damage to them. Mirana's
we're just
countered by
going to
the
see
Fate's
it.
Edict.
That courier has traveled the whole Earth. He's waiting, got the TP scroll. Now courier on the silence. Yules will dispel. Coming over. It's there from the Winter Wyvern. But with the blood, will be enough. The Bloodthorn Timbersaw. He's not going to pop. They forced up him out.
Holy shit!
They pop him. The gems on the ground.
foresaw
There's no
your death
buyback.
the
80
moment
seconds
you
without the
were born.
Timbersaw. DC, they're scrambling away. Suxa needs some help. Misery's there, but again with the silence. Forced off up. Hitting Blink in the backline. They fire strike forward. Blink is low with a splinter. It's not enough damage. Shadow the crunch. He walked into it. The damage is there from Shadow. Wings will take game number 2.
What a god off this Faceless boy.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
Perfect for those there. Resolution trying to hold it with the brazier at the end, but no death pack. Walking in a Chrono. Did a lot of mistakes with DC as they crumble in game number 3.
Yeah, the big story is that bottom lane missing of stun after stun. You
Dire's
can see
middle
how
tower is under attack.
DC, the smile turns quickly upside down as Wings have a flawless game, and you gotta say it. It's the way you do it, non-milk style, 20 for 0 on the Faceless.